Good afternoon from Yami B TV, you lot. Now, over the last couple of days, dramatic news coming in from the so-called independent body that's meant to favour those that suffer from miscarriages of justice. They are called the Ccrc, which is the Criminal Case Review Committee, right? Now, when men and females are wrongly convicted, unjustly, miscarriages of justice, that's your last stop for where you can get help and try, to prove your innocence by way of showing evidence, some of the mistakes that were made at trial, and all the other things that, counsel present on behalf of those prisoners, right? So you can't go to the CPS and police because they are the ones that convicted you, right? So in the last couple of days, the dramatic news is this, and there's me thinking Kirsty Moore has been paranoid for the last couple of years, right? Seems to be that she was quite right. Now, the head of the Ccrc, her name is Helen Pitcher. Now, what has become apparent now is that for a lifetime, and this has been brought about by the Andrew Malkinson case. This is the man who was wrongly convicted of a rape that he didn't commit. He spent 17 years in prison for that crime that he didn't do. So it's been found that he should have been released about 10 years ago, where the paperwork was sent in from counsel to the Ccrc. If they would have looked at the evidence and looked at what they're meant to look at, he would have been released around about that time, right? But we're not going to get too deeply involved in that right now. This is just a part one video. What is done is proven, right? And she's been asked to leave. They want to sack that lady, Helen Pitcher. She's refusing to go. The only person that has got the power to sack her is the king. How about that one? Yeah, shows you how deep all this runs, right? So it's been proven that over years and years and years, when those men and females counsel put in those appeals and evidence and their side of the story about being wrongly convicted, they ain't even been opening up the mail. It's not funny. But over the years, it's been something that's been suggested to me whilst I was in prison. And you listen to a lot of prisoners talk, and some of them we talk about on Yami B TV. There's me thinking, oh, you lot are paranoid. They must do. They've got to do it. No, they don't. And they haven't, which is why they're asking her to leave. She's refusing to go, right? But she will have to go in the end because now everybody else's head is on the chopping block. Now, this highlights what Kirsty Moore was saying, right? To me, a couple of years, you've seen Kirsty Moore and you know that her brother is another one serving a life sentence for a crime he did not do. And all of us know that he didn't. Now, they haven't been reading the paperwork there either. So she is not going to be happy at all, which is, we'll get round to the other newspaper stuff coming through in part two. Of course, it gets round to Warrenslaney as well. And Andrew Malkinson highlights that he reckons because there's something like 160,000 of that kind of material going into the Ccrc every year or every 2 years. I've got the statistics, but I just can't remember. But it's round about that. So if you're not opening up any of them, and then when they come back, the council on behalf of those prisoners, right? They're saying, well, have you got new evidence? But hold on a minute, you didn't look at the first bits. Oh my days, it's a battle that you can never win. And poor old Warrenslaney's 33 years in now. Thankfully now with the campaigns gathering momentum, I warned you one day it would be. And we've got the Great Mary down there in Ireland, and we've got others, the Inquirer, ex-prison officer Sam, what's his name, Worth or whatever, yeah. So they're all getting involved in the campaign because they know how the system probably works. Probably Matt Legg as well. Now, it's astounding, isn't it? That you don't stand a chance. Slaney is now still down in, you know, in unit conditions, CRC, you know, down the block in that kind of environment, right? He has never stood a chance. It's no point in him trying to change the way that he's done all his time, because you know that they're never gonna give him a chance to prove that he can come down in category. And why should he? If he's been innocent all that time, and now everybody's beginning to understand that it's a fact and reality, that what is he to do, and people like him. Andrew Malkinson has opened up a whole can of worms here. The plot unfolds, and it just highlights the pecking, the way that the system works. You scratch my back. And did you know there's only 6 in that Ccrc that can get your case by way of appeal, miscarriages of justices, back to the courtroom? Helen Pitcher only comes in once a week to do her work. She does a lot of part-time work as well. How is she to be able to make judgments on things? She can't. She's never had the time to look at anything, and never really bothered to. If, you know, I'm hearing and believing what I'm hearing. Got to be careful here. But obviously, it's a system that once you're in there, it's more than difficult to get out. But I have to bring you that news right now. But for all the campaigns with Jason Moore, if anything, this does us a little bit of a favour on Yami B TV, highlighting that they don't stand a chance and that no one's listening, let alone reading anything. So this has to bring new people into the Ccrc who can prove that they can do a better job, all right? So I'll be up later on. Sending loads of love to you all.